Welcome to Riverbend Talent on WBGZ. Brought to you by the Halpin Music Company.
Another Thursday night in the Riverbend, another Riverbend Talent on the Big Z, another sea shanty sing-along already underway down at Morrison's Irish Pub, and it's Miles Davis' birthday coming up on Tuesday, and we'll talk about that in just a second. Also, it's time to submit your band's information for Rock the Hops coming up August 8th. If you want to get involved in that, we got a link at cottonmouth.org. Tonight, the open mic down at the Conservatory, usually on a Thursday night with Scotty Miller. Lunatics down at Fast Eddie's from 6 to 10. We got the Violin Making Tradition and Art with Chris Jacoby from 6:30 to 7:30 at the Genealogy, I know what it is, in Local History Library in Alton. Open jam tonight at the Full Moon Lounge in Godfrey, 7 o'clock. We got Cake Mix out at what was going to be with Alto JC's County Fair, but it has been canceled this weekend because the folks that do the rides don't have enough people to operate the ride safely. So they had to cancel the entire event this weekend, and it's a shame because they had live music scheduled all weekend long. Vendors were ready to do their thing, and they tried to get another carnival, but no time for that. Everybody's booked, so they tried to get Chuck Berry, but he's dead, so that didn't happen. Blue Monkey playing from 6 to 9 tonight, a Big Daddy's in Edwardsville. A little known fact, 7 to 10 at the Stagger Inn in Edwardsville, Brandon Muni. Going until 9 o'clock at the Cabin at Judy Creek in Glen Carbon, Lanny and Julie. 6:30 to 9:30 because Veterans Park is doing their acoustics in the park starting tonight in Pontoon Beach. Open mic with Toxic Johnny down at Bindy's in Granite City starting at 6:10 to 6:15. I like that. Just, stagger in there. City Heat, 5:30 to 8:30 at the Prairie Inn in Dorsey. We got John Boulden and friends, 7 o'clock at Long Shots at Fairmont Park in Collinsville. Open mic with Tracy Hutton. A sign up at 6:30 at Mississippi Culture up in Staunton. Got Nick Brown and Mike Miller, 6:30 to 9:30 at the Unwind Lounge in Highland of the Trophy Mules, playing 6:30 to 8:30 at the Community Park Amphitheater in O'Fallon. We have in the studio the Down Bads returning. It's been about a year, and we have Kyle Glazer. We have a new guy, Bryce, who I don't know his last name and can't make fun of him. And then we have the infamous McDonald's hoarder, Grant McHorter. And welcome back, guys.
Thank you, guys. Good to see you again.
Thanks for having us.
And welcome for the first time, Bryce.
Thank you.
What is your last name so I can make fun of it?
Erlinger.
Erlinger.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I had things linger in the room sometimes.
Did we have to?
I can smell Pigpen. He's lingering. He's lingering over there. Oh, yeah, you're here. It's Lydia's dad who forgets to turn his mic on every time.
And I don't think Bryce has a last name.
You got to turn your mic on, I think.
I don't think I'm
You
here.
don't have head.
And
so.
I don't think Bryce has a last name.
Nope.
He's like Cher or Prince.
That's right.
He's just Madonna, whatever. Just Bryce.
One
Bryce
name
is
is
all you
always
need to know.
cooler.
Well, 2 names is too normal, and 3 names is a serial killer.
Yeah.
So,
And then that gives too much for people to say. They don't remember it,
I like Bryce. It's easy.
Yeah.
It's Bryce with a B, right?
The Bryce is right, even.
Bryce is right.
That was good.
And Bryce is a new guy.
Yeah.
Because Caleb was the drummer before, and now Bryce is the drummer.
And so this is going to be a trial by fire. We're going to dive deep in the psyche of Bryce.
Oh, yeah.
Find out what scares you at night. Do you still run after you turn your lights out, run and jump onto the bed because the boogeyman's under
You don't?
there? Oh, I know.
Okay.
Absolutely, I do. I'm just trying to find other people to join my
Common
club.
ground, common
Other
ground.
people I can talk to before I, oh, you guys already in bed? Text.
Yeah, I can't sleep with my foot outside the bed. I'm worried he'll like grab my foot. Like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See, yeah, I get it already, man. I get it. So
I'll try to behave next time.
Tell us about your favorite stepfather. No, I'm just kidding. I don't. Now tell us about your least favorite stepfather.
Oh, okay, that guy. Yeah.
I told you we're diving deep, man.
Yeah, we're getting
this
real
is what we
deep.
do here, man. This is a real deep show. You can tell.
Yeah.
So, first question, Bryce, do you show up for practice?
Yeah. I show up.
Okay, that's good. And do you bring beer?
I don't. Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we're letting him ease into it.
Yeah.
We'll do the beer for a couple more weeks, then it's on him.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah, we haven't
the
even
first-
done the official announcement yet, but yeah,
Whoa.
our old drummer Caleb, we still love him. He's just ready to transition to fatherhood and family life, so everything is still perfectly peachy keen. Looking forward to being at his wedding later this year.
Oh.
But just needed to step away to focus on the priorities. So luckily we knew Bryce and we've seen him in action. Absolutely incredible drummer. The timing was just great, and he hopped on. And
Where do we see him in action?
you want to go ahead?
I was in another band out of Mascuda called Halcyon. Yeah, we played
Oh,
for about.
yeah, I remember you guys.
Yeah, we played Rock the Hops last year. We were together for about a year and a half, but we're on like a hiatus thing right now. So this is kind of like perfect timing to just be like, all right, I was planning on 2 bands. Now it's like I kind of just focus on the down beds for now. If something happens with Halcyon, something happens with Halcyon.
I guess it was a year or so ago.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You guys, Halcyon, won the round that I seen. I voted for Birds of Squalor. I'm just saying.
Yep. Yeah.
They were not as pretty as the girls you had.
Yeah, that's our biggest compliment pretty much every show. Like, yeah, the girls on stage were awesome. You guys kind of suck, though.
Chris,
but
if
those
you're
girls are
watching,
sick.
you're beautiful. Don't let them talk you down.
All right, so first of all, let's just say this.
See, it was
You already understand the business.
Oh, yeah.
You know how to get a crowd even when you suck. Just get pretty girls.
Yeah.
It works all the time.
Every time.
Yeah. So
That's why we have Grant, something to...
Grant, you're going to have to pull that microphone towards you and get sexy with it. You know how to do it, lead singer?
Oh yeah.
That's it.
let's say congratulations to Caleb.
Let's
Honestly, yeah.
Let's say
congratulations,
that.
Caleb.
Congratulations
Absolutely,
to
no.
Caleb.
He's our brother, and we love him.
And moving on, as you say, to fatherhood. You're
right.
getting married. You're going to be at his wedding. I'm not going to be at Caleb's wedding. I will be at Bryce's divorce.
We will
after he
be-
joins this band.
we will be sharing Caleb's wedding address at the end of the show. So
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah,
Nice.
Don't need an invite. Just come through.
just come on through. Yeah.
No dress code, so shorts,
Free beer.
sweatpants.
Yeah.
I heard.
I was going to say, because Caleb
Open
brought
bar.
beer to practice.
He did.
I think that's probably why.
Just saying, Bryce.
That's why he's within the band so long. Same thing with Ringo. That's fine.
Everyone has a purpose.
All right, so it's been about a year or so. Last time we talked, you guys had just kind of released Dead Weight,
Yeah.
right? And I told Pigpen he should probably go check out your videos because we got into this fancy word. He says something like cinnamon buns.
Cinnamon. I like cinnamon. Cinematography.
Yeah, and he was going on about some other band who's pretty good, had some nice stuff. But I said, hey, have you ever checked out their videos? Because their stuff is really cool. And I bet you he still hasn't checked them out.
Well, here's the thing. I searched Pornhub all night. They're not on there. I can't find you guys. I don't
I think
know.
we forgot to hit the upload on that one.
Well, you're losing a big audience. I'm telling
for real,
you.
for real.
Like most of the people on the internet, that's where they're at.
So the video we talked about was Meet Me in St. Louis. A shady deal is going down in that video. And then a fight breaks out.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. And then
That's cinematography. Pigpen.
First of all, that wasn't a video. They just were like shooting the night at my.
That was just practice.
My brain.
Yeah,
that was
Just another
that was a
practice,
Tuesday,
breaking
bro.
beer bottles over each other's heads. No, we actually got to film another music video though.
I see there's several
right up
on my
here
list.
in Alton
At the Conservatory.
Conservatory. Yeah,
That was
shout
Danger.
out Conservatory. It was Danger.
That's right.
Off our new album.
That's right.
Yeah.
We got to work with the same videographer and editor for that, Spencer Peck from Pekka Films.
Pekka Film.
Love working with him, and I mean, you see for yourself. I'm super happy with how those turned out.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
not to mention Cooley from
Cooliverse, yeah, the one and only Cooliverse.
For sure.
Helped us a lot. He was like our PA for the day, and he was sweating on a 102-degree day. With
Yeah,
no
that's a very
AC.
old building with no AC, and we sweated out though, and it was a super fun time.
Yeah, so Pekka Film did the Meet Me in St. Louis video and Danger.
That's right.
We also talked about the vodka lime video that you did at Platypus.
Oh yeah, that
Right?
was our first one. I
That's
think.
Gnarly Productions.
Biff Gnarly. That's right.
That's right. He does some cool videos and some nice cinematography. Cinnamon
Favorite
buns.
flavor.
Right. And that one was pretty psychedelic.
Yeah, I really like the vibe from that one because it kind of gave more of a live experience. So
Absolutely.
it felt super natural for us. Super.
Except the part when you
natural.
guys were splitting into multiple people.
I mean, like I said, that's just practice.
That was very, very
It's
psychedelic.
just rehearsal.
Are you getting the urge yet to check out these videos after a year?
Psychedelics for sure.
Well, we got just the video for you once
Hey.
you do.
Maybe both
you
at the
drop
same
in.
time. Let
You
us know
ever-
how it goes.
You ever look in the mirror and say psychedelic 3 times?
Yeah.
It appears.
Jumping Johnny appears.
Jumping-
He does. In my house, I don't know how it happens, but anyhow. So we were talking about the video shot at the Conservatory by Pekka Film, Danger. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, we kind of always had the idea to just have a video where we're just kind of like dancing and having fun, and especially with the last video where we did kind of dive into that cinematography aspect of it all. We didn't. There was that was more felt like acting, and this one felt more like just do your thing, be a band. So
Okay.
it was very fun, and of course Peck always has great ideas for shots and different ideas, so it's fun to work with him and bounce everything off. And then by the end of the day, we're like, I think we did it. So
Yeah.
full day's work, and it turned out great.
Yeah. Similar to the vodka lime that you filmed at Platypus. And I bet you if I mention this part in the video, Pigpen will actually go check it out. And that is when
Just so you know, this is entirely
there is licking involved.
a Biff Gnarly addition to it.
There's licking involved.
I'm not licking Biff.
Someone flashes. There are stickers covering the important tips.
We didn't even know that was in there until we got it back.
Until it was posted.
I'll post it. It was
Until it was
online, the
actually
world
posted
saw it.
online.
So it was a
With
little.
us tagged in it.
little
Like,
Sounds
oh,
like
hell
it should
yeah.
be on Pornhub.
It's
There's our market. We found it. We found it.
I think Biff just forgot to hit the upload button.
it is a very
Everywhere else.
stylish pornographic scene.
Shot at the one and only Platypus
I like
in
the
St.
down
Louis.
bed stickers though, covering the nipples.
Hey,
That was smart.
wasn't even our idea. It just it was a surprise.
I had no
for
idea
everyone,
about
I
it.
think.
Isn't that something?
Didn't even know we had stickers.
The licking part was great though. I'm just saying.
I'm titillated.
Way to go, Biff Gnarly. Surprising them and everything. That's amazing. So he did that, didn't tell you.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a surprise. When my coworkers found the music video,
Really?
that was an interesting conversation.
Yeah, it was kind of like it was a weird thing because for half the people who were like, "Oh, I saw your music video," you'd be like, "I hope they turned it off like before
Yeah,
the
'cause-
end." And then there's other people who they'd be like, "Yo, I saw the music video," and you're like, "Oh, I know you watched the whole thing."
Yeah.
So
I saw 2 minutes and 30 seconds into your video over and over again.
Right.
Oh man. That was good. I think I missed that part last time because I remember talking about that video, but I think I missed that part.
See,
I don't know how.
I'm imagining Bryce with stickers on it.
Ooh, honestly, great idea.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Great.
You would do it?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
I'll do anything.
I got a couple stickers right now, actually.
Wow, that's actually perfect.
Wait, let's go back to the part where you said you'll do anything.
Well,
You're really like,
I turned down.
challenging you.
You know, it's so hard to find good talent these days. You know what I mean?
exactly.
I like your willingness. Whether you're talented or not doesn't matter. Your willingness to try is enough.
the best ability is availability.
Nice.
He knows what's up.
So this video Danger that we were talking about, was that part of Dead Weight?
No, it was actually our new album we released in October. self-titled album, and I think this was our first attempt at really making a full, complete, cohesive work.
Ooh.
Danger was kind of one of the prototype songs, I guess, quote unquote, to kind of set the vibe of the whole album, and I think we found a perfect music video to just kind of capture just like the fun, dancey nature of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So they're talking full release, Big Ben.
A full release is my favorite kind of release.
Hey, we're
partial release, you know. I don't even want to pay for that.
yeah, we're back in the workshop cooking up album 3 right now. and
Wow.
Just taking it as it goes.
So how many songs on the self-titled?
10?
Nice.
10 songs with, and then there's like an interlude or two.
Okay.
That kind of just kind of makes
Concept?
the flow. Yeah, kind of helps the flow of the whole album. We wanted to make something that each song is just easily transitioning into the others. There's barely any like empty space, which was like intentional. That's what we wanted with
That's
it.
awesome. That's old school.
I was
Big
about
Ben.
to say, we feel like there's not a lot of records these days that really treat the album as like one cohesive piece.
Yeah.
So
100%.
we wanted to take a crack at it, and I think we did okay.
We even did a little. We had a jazz interlude with a little jazz beat, a little smooth kind of elevator style music, which was really fun and completely different than anything we've ever tried to write before.
Yeah, shout out to
So
Jesse Case from Outsider Audio for helping us put that together.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't have done it without him, and he's just incredible to work with and very talented engineer.
And shout out to Miles Davis for, you know.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
birthday. His birthday.
absolutely. Maybe in a way we couldn't have done it without him either.
His
you know?
birthday's Tuesday.
Happy birthday, and Miles
yeah.
Davis,
100th.
wherever you are.
He's right over the hill. There's a statue. At least. I don't know. Someday he lives in the statue.
Yeah, while you guys are here, you should actually go down there and check out this artwork that's down there. And let's see, it's called Eyes of Miles mural. And the portrait actually comes to life with an augmented reality via the RT Vive app. So there's a little thing you scan, and like he starts moving.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Told
Yeah,
you
yeah,
some
yeah.
say he lives in the paintings,
Right.
statues.
And it's only going to be available through the end of the year because because of a license agreement with Sony and
Oh,
their
wow.
and their cinnamon.
There's cinnamon,
Mm-hmm.
there's cinematography,
Whatever.
right?
Anytime I mess up, I'm just going to say cinnamon. So yeah,
That's one of my favorite parts of Alton is all the murals, especially when you're driving up this like river road and stuff. It's just so pretty, and it just really captures like the artistic vibe that Alton has. Like, it's really
for sure. And listen up, folks. If you're from our town and don't realize that's going on, now you know. We talk about it every week, Big Ben. Going on year number 10 now.
Yep.
And
Well, year 100, I think.
100 years of Miles Cinnamon.
Miles
What was his name?
Cinnamon
Davis? Yeah.
Some know him.
cool. the Cinnamon Davis.
So it's his 100th birthday, right?
And
Right
to
here.
celebrate, we're all going to listen to Bitches Brew. It's 28 minutes. Hang on.
Somebody might be playing it because Friday night at 6 p.m., everybody's gathering around the statue for a little opening ceremony. Yeah. And then Jim Manley, who I had on as a guest you weren't here, Alton Wine and Jazz Festival. He's returning with his trumpet, which remember recently I said we hadn't had a trumpet player on. I forgot about Jim. Jim was on. Yeah. And Bob Rowe.
I think I was in jail or something. I don't know.
You were in jail. Bob Rowe's going to be on keys.
Okay.
And they're playing down at Bossa Nova on Friday. And then later, Coolaverse with his 1,000 trumpet sculpture.
Dude.
And the AHS Jazz Band are going to be at the Conservatory.
Tim Jordan.
Nope, that's the next night. That's Friday night.
Okay, there you go.
I've
Yeah.
been waiting to see that one for a long
Yeah,
time.
we've been waiting to see this completed, the 1,000 trumpets.
Yeah.
I think it's on your trailer.
Yeah. Well, no.
Didn't you loan it as a different trailer?
I gave him the trailer that he has the another piece of art.
Okay.
He bought that trailer just to build the trumpet on. I mean, dude, that's an expensive trailer to buy right there. He bought it just because he had to have it. I think he first announced that he was going to do that on this show.
Here, yeah.
He's like a
And
mad
we
scientist
immediately
of art,
started
like
begging
Midwest
for
art.
trumpets for him.
We did, and we were hoping that Colin Lashbrook would help us out with some trumpets because, like, he works at Melodic Rhythm in Bell Bell. Still
That's where
doing
he's at
that
right now,
Yeah,
actually.
teaching some ukulele maybe.
Ukulele, I think banjo primarily.
Teaches a lot of kids how to play Wonderwall.
Nice. Does he teach them any down bad songs?
I mean, why would you want to? No.
Well, because you guys might need a horn section in the future,
True.
It's a great idea.
Got to start planting
We
those
have thought
seeds.
about it.
or a drummer. You never know.
20 ukuleles playing the down bads.
A ukulele symphony, that might be a good idea for album 3. We'll keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind. Yeah.
So there you go. And as Pigpen mentioned, the 100th birthday goes into Saturday at the Post Commons. That's a $40 ticket, but it includes a catered meal, signature cocktails, and music by Tim Jardin Band and Anthony Wiggins Group.
Yeah, there you go.
So the buffet with Miles Davis, and the buffet may have cinnamon.
I love a good buffet, especially a cinnamon buffet. Cinnamon tiger buffet.
So there's your birthday party
There you
update.
go. What else we got going on this weekend? Anything?
Well, we're talking to the down beds.
Where? Who are they? That's who these guys
Yeah.
are. I know Bryce. He's the only one I know.
Yeah.
We go way back like car
way
seats.
back.
Since the last time we talked, they released a 10-song release, and I wanted to tell you, I got a marketing idea. Did you guys release singles?
We did.
Okay, since you made it like a full package, what we did was,
Full package, you said.
and instead of just releasing the single tracks, which we did, we actually made one long track of the entire album, so you had to listen to that one in its entirety and made it downloadable just like the rest of it. So you paid the price for a single, so you got the entire 10 songs
But you
in
have
the
to
way
listen
it's supposed to be listened to.
Okay.
So you might think about doing that.
Now here's
I think we're the only band that's ever done that. I don't know.
Just a 45-minute song.
Exactly. That's about how long ours was. About 45 minutes. We had 9
You
songs.
could do better. 50 easy. You could do 50. With the interludes, 55.
Yeah, get a 50.
Got a tight hour.
So how about this? I'll let Bash explain it. Uploading them early before
Oh.
you
Well, I
release
can't explain it real good, but you guys know Birds of Squalor.
Of course.
So Chris Vandehey was saying that the reason bands set up like a release in the future is because when you upload whatever you're uploading prior to that date, it gives the algorithms time to like get used to it
That's right.
before you actually release
it puts it on playlists that it fits on. Where if you release it the day that you upload it, it doesn't have time for any of that. If it's sitting back there stewing for a month before it releases,
Exactly.
it gets lined up with everything.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
computer geeks.
I know. I wish you could just still just release music, you know, but you got to get really scientific with it these days.
When we started to play guitar, you just had to learn to play guitar.
Right.
Now you got to know social media. You got to know algorithms, which is this
yeah.
band that I used to be in, 72. We were ahead of our time.
I'm still trying to figure out how to learn guitar. You know what I mean?
I gave it up. I realized if you just own a guitar, you know, you can.
That's half the battle, right?
Yeah, it's like it's enough for some of us.
Well, Colin could teach you how to play Wonderwall
That's right.
if you
A lot
ever
of
needed
rhythms.
another song in your under your belt.
There you go, Big Pen. John Cougar Mellencamp scared me into playing guitar.
Scared
Remember that
you?
song where he was talking about playing guitar? Yeah.
He scared me into smoking weed.
Yeah.
He said,
said
"Hey,
he had
John
that-
Cougar, smoke this.
You're really twisting my arm here, John. I guess if I have to.
I'll sing to you about this girl Jack and this boy Diane. It was a
that
weird time."
That's different. That's a different guy. That's John Cougar.
Oh, yeah, that's
That was
John
before
Cougar.
he married Mellencamp.
Where did John Cougar Mellencamp? Who gave Johnny Cash? Robert De Niro.
Hey, speaking of side projects, as we were talking to Bryce,
Yes.
Kyle Glazer played with Trevor, May, and the Nomads.
That is my other band. Both the Down Bads and Trevor May One rode to Point Fest this year.
Right.
So when we played Point Fest on Saturday, it was a pretty busy day for your boy. I know they'd love to hop in here too if you ever want to have them.
We would.
So the the down bads and the nomads went head to head.
In a way,
just
you
Kyle.
know.
That would be awesome to be in both bands. Like no matter what, I get to win.
And I won twice.
And I would talk smack on the other band both times. I'd be like, yes, down bands are stupid.
Of course. Whichever band I'm in that day or at that set,
Oh, yeah.
the other band sucks. You know?
Oh, yeah.
So like
Yeah,
right now I'm with the down
absolutely.
beds, so I mean nomads are not that good.
You know, I
So,
like more
Grant,
and
you
more every
thinking
band.
about maybe a side project, Grant? I mean, be like everybody else.
No, I don't have time for that.
Okay.
His side project is being a dad. You know, he's got
Oh, there you
It's
go.
the main project, brother.
Congratulations.
yeah,
Congratulations.
priorities, whatever.
All right. Well,
And
this
Bryce's
show.
side project is being a sugar daddy.
You know, actually, I don't have enough money for that. I'm looking for a sugar mama, actually.
So if you guys know any,
Yeah.
We do.
he's looking.
I
Let's
do.
go.
I do, but she's busy.
Oh,
I don't give out her number.
Is it Bubby and Sissy's Friday night? Beth Salts with friends.
okay.
Drag queen. Just letting you
Oh,
know.
okay, okay,
Oh,
yeah.
not that kind of one. Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay.
It depends.
All right. Well, you go down there, Bubby and Sissy's every Friday and Saturday. Live drag.
Oh, yeah.
You had me at drag.
What do you do with your left hand, Pigpen?
Whatever my right hand isn't taken care of already.
Unless you're a cowboy.
Oh, well, then I'm playing some music.
That's right. Left hand cowboy at the Flock Food Truck Lot on Friday night. And Jim Manley, I mentioned, he's at Bossa Nova with Rob Rowe celebrating Miles' 100th birthday. Nate Sigmeyer, 1:30, and up all night, 7 o'clock at Fast Eddie's, Case 44 at the BFW, 7 to 10 Porch Cafe at Baker's and Hale in Godfrey. We got an open jam at the Full Moon Lounge in Godfrey on Friday night with Half Dead. That will be Grateful Dead tunes. As I mentioned, all the bands that were going to play the JCs probably canceled is what it's looking like, and that would have been Toxic Johnny, so bummer. Naked Soul is going to be at Locksburg House, though, across the street from 7 to 10. Run Boogie, 6:30 at the Moose in Wood River. Jay Hollinger, 6 to 9 at George's Pub and Grill in Jerseyville. We got Salmon Creek out at Wiggler's, Jamie on Keys at Backstage at the Lake, both at Holiday Shores, and Graham Parker, 8 o'clock at the Wild E Theater in Edwardsville. Rock Bottom, they're going to be across the parking lot, 9 o'clock until 1 a.m. at Backstage in Edwardsville. And Scott Marlin around the corner at Big Daddy's until 9 o'clock. Drew Shaper and Audrey Sims around the corner again at the Staggering again in Edwardsville from 6 to 9. The Waffle House Fight Club, 6 to 9 at the 1818 Chop House in Edwardsville. And Pigpen, this past Wednesday, they played the Pump House. And they changed it up a bit. You know, they're an all-request band. So you show up and whatever you request, they'll play.
They'll learn it right on the spot.
They learn it right on the
If they've
spot.
never heard it, they'll watch a video.
So now they're doing karaoke. So even if you can't play music, you can like get up and sing
Get
with
up
them.
and sing with them. Okay, that's so. Aren't
These
they
guys
being?
are-
But aren't they being sued by the Waffle House?
Yeah, there is
So
there is some litigation involved.
that's pretty soon. They're going to be the international Waffle
Could be.
House.
They could get Schaefer and Sims as their lawyer.
Yeah,
Right,
or
yeah,
have
they-
them play a gig either way.
Right. Pete Krishock, he's at the Moose in Edwardsville, and Spencer McDowell at the Barrel and Brew in Edwardsville, and we got Double Wide Duo out at the Cabin at Judy Creek, and Comedy Showcase at Pops and Sage. Some other stuff going on in the outskirts, and including the 72nd, Cinnamon, Italian American Days with Flip the Frog in the land of some of the greatest gangsters of all time, Beneld City Park. There are tunnels underneath Beneld where they used to build stills during Prohibition, and they'd sneak
So
the alcohol around.
I was going to say, it's not just for, my understanding is it's not just for stills, but for storage, kind of like what the
Yeah.
Limps did, where because of refrigeration, because it was a drop point for Capone, where they'd bring a big truck in, drop it, and
Oh,
it'd get
sure,
split
bring up Capone.
Well, yeah, I mean Joe Capone,
Okay.
the farmer. On this, the day of my daughter's wedding.
So Benel's out in the middle of nowhere, and they built this giant coliseum out there where all these major acts would come and play for, obviously, the Mafia.
Right. There was nothing else in the town. It was in the 80s, Benel, Illinois. As I was coming up or whatever, I only knew it as a place that had this huge nightclub and ladies of the night. But it's a farm town.
In the video, Meet Me in St. Louis by the Downbeds, what was going down there with that shady deal? Can you fill us in a little more? I've seen somebody with a suitcase.
I think leaving that up to the imagination is part of the mystique. It's like Pulp Fiction. What is in the suitcase?
That's exactly what I
is in
was
the
thinking
suitcase?
when you said leave it to the imagination. I'm like, it's the suitcase, man.
Hey,
It implies value. It implies, different things. And then I liked how it was like cowboys versus suits.
Yeah, that's right.
You can't even really tell who's leaving the good or bad, or if there even is a good or bad. So
who come up with that idea?
It was us and Spencer. I think he had this idea of like, hey, what if we just do like a bar fight? So then we started brainstorming, like, how can we get into that bar fight? And we started just playing around with, Quentin Tarantino films and having like this like 70s action movie kind of vibe to it. So
yeah, the dim lights, like you're in a sketchy area. It was just it was a full collaborative effort between all of us and Spencer. And again, it was what was it, like 9 or 10 hours probably in that studio.
10-hour shoot for sure. In makeup and suits.
Yeah, that one was
with fake beer bottles made of sugar getting stuck in our hair.
Sugar glass.
That's
yeah,
right.
the sugar glass.
Nice. You guys went full. See, I told you, cinematography.
Yeah, sugar and cinnamon
Maybe
toast.
you'll go check out the videos on the Downbeds YouTube channel.
Oh, YouTube.
Yeah, you too.
I keep going to the wrong place. It's like, no matter what, you're just one click away.
So is like Instagram like your go-to social though?
Yeah, I'd say so. We are going to be giving a little bit more attention to Facebook. That has been kind of a weak area of ours, but
I don't blame you.
we're super proud to announce that we just signed with the Scene 314.
Okay.
So they're going to be helping us a lot with keeping all of that stuff going.
What's that mean?
So-
Signing with the Scene 314.
Well, we're proudly now being managed by one of the biggest advocates of the St. Louis music community.
Okay.
So they've kind of taken us in, and we're going to get around the country a little bit more and start being more annoying with the internet.
They kind of just they reached out to us after we played a few of their like shows and whatever, and they were kind of like, hey, we want to get as deep into this music industry thing as we can, and we want to be able to help you guys.
That's awesome.
They're a very connected group, and people that we get to work with are awesome and like want nothing but everyone to succeed. And that's the best case scenario with something like that is no one wants to feel like they're getting the raw end of the deal. And I feel like, I think everyone is very happy with the start of it all, and we're excited to see where it goes.
There's so much great original music in the area, too.
Sure.
It's just, I feel like if you're not in that world, it's hard to find. Mm-hmm. So having a lot of like-minded musicians kind of working together to get the word out a little bit better, I think a lot of good things are going to come from that.
I think last time you were here, we talked about Beyond FM 24/7 that plays all local music all day long. Don't know if you guys got your music on there, but that's definitely something to tap into.
Definitely should reach out to them, yeah.
Yeah.
We're in the process of getting like fully licensed for radio and everything like that. So that was another one of those things you don't even realize you have to do
So fill
until
us in,
someone
because
tells you.
I thought that was part of digital distributing.
Well, for us, we go through a distributor to get our music out there, but as far as like radio play and things like that, turns out you need to be licensed for that.
Wow.
And you need to have all your stuff on the back end set up to allow for that.
And
Pigpen's got a license on his back end.
Yeah?
Yeah.
certified freak.
I think it's on the bumper.
That's interesting to know. Appreciate that. So what was it, 314? I'd seen 314 what?
The Scene 314.
The Scene, that's right.
The Scene 314.
Didn't they just have like an anniversary or something?
They did. That's right.
The 1 year. Yeah,
Right.
Their 1 year in.
Right,
Birthday
that's-
party. Super fun time. That's actually kind of where or no, it was the Halloween show was kind of like the first one. But then the birthday party show too was kind of the one where they're like, hey, we think we're kind of wanting to do maybe something a little bit more than just put on shows, maybe more on like a management role kind of situation.
Awesome.
So
Start getting into the label line of work.
That's awesome.
and
It's
helping
great,
us.
great to have an advocate for all the talent in St. Louis. It's just great to have somebody who genuinely cares and wants to see everybody moving up.
Got Nick Bufano over here that puts on Mississippi River Festivals. Got a little label going on himself. So it's great to see everybody getting together and making it happen.
A lot of work. A lot of work.
It's to me, it's almost insane to think that here we are in the birthplace of rock and roll, and we don't have a major label. How could they? How's that even happen? You
Well,
know?
you know, people don't even realize it's the birthplace of rock and roll
That's
to
true.
start. I
That's
mean,
true.
you know.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that?
I felt it in my heart that this is where it all started, and maybe that's why we're here.
Chuck Berry, right?
You got it. You got it.
Close.
1954.
Close. Just saying.
Well,
Washington
yeah.
Park, right down the road. Man.
Yeah.
That's where it all started. I was there.
It was actually
Jazz
East
and
St.
blues
Louis.
got together. They got drunk and they had a baby. No,
Yep. That's pretty close. East St. Louis, though, not Washington Park.
Somewhere between East St. Louis and Washington Park is where it went down. I don't know. We've been trying to find the exact place that it happened. We haven't pinpointed it
Well,
yet.
Wikipedia says East St. Louis, so I'm going with that. And I think Bonnie Bramlett might have said that as well, because that's where she hooked up with the Ikettes, right?
Yeah.
So pretty close.
Pretty close.
Jazz pianist named Johnny Johnson had a saxophone player that had a stroke on New Year's Eve. Needed a replacement. Kind of like the carnival. They needed a replacement for this weekend, but everybody's booked. It's Memorial Day weekend, right? This was New Year's Eve.
Everybody's booked.
Sid knew this kid named Chuck. Said, let's see what he's got.
I actually know his grandson, Charlie, and he's carrying the torch, making great music. And
All right, we need to get him on the show.
you should.
Yeah,
absolutely. I'm sure he'd love to.
Because we've been preaching this for a while, that we're not getting the respect here in this area for creating rock and roll. I mean, think about it. You had all those blues musicians who were traveling from the South to Chicago for Chess Records, right? They'd stop in St. Louis because they got paid. They got a little
First
money.
time since they left the Delta.
They might have got their back scrubbed a little, you know, a little washing going on. Maybe got a little cinnamon.
Photography.
Yeah.
Right.
Pure cinnamon. Organic cinnamon.
And so Chuck's tapping into that as a youth, having the blues all around him.
Oh.
And then you got the mix of the jazz coming in with Miles Davis. And then we mentioned Ike and Tina Turner just briefly.
Of course.
You know, that's where distortion come from?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought that was a Jimmy thing.
No.
Well, the story that I was told down in Sun Records is that they were Ike.
Smash told it too, so.
Yeah, and my brother, my
That's
Papa
right.
Smash.
You know Smash would know.
But first time I had heard the story was down at Sun Studios. That was the story. Ike was leaving East St. Louis, heading to, to record down there, and his amp fell out of the back of the station wagon. And they, even though you're heading to record, we don't have money for a new amp. Who's got that? So they took newspaper and crumpled it up. The speaker busted down, and they took newspaper and crumpled it up and held the speaker up. But it gave a little distortion. And it was the first time there was distortion recorded on a guitar.
He almost got that perfect. The only thing was, I don't think he was coming from St. Louis. He was coming from the South this way and going to record at Sun Studios. And then,
Well, thank God they
eventually
did.
make
I
his
couldn't
way
do it without distortion,
Yeah, for sure. So, Illinois, sorry guys, home of rock and roll. You guys are close, though. Chuck put a club in St. Louis, so we can share. We can share.
Well, Chuck gets the credit. Chuck gets a lot of credit, and he deserves it. He's the man. He did the duck walk. He brought it all home. But
Johnny Johnson.
when it comes down to it, he was taking what Johnny Johnson wrote on piano, transposing it on the guitar, and adding that distortion that Ike had. And you throw a backbeat in there, and you suddenly got rock and roll, man.
Of course, that Ike thing hadn't quite happened yet, but he was taking the right hand of Johnny Johnson mixed with that blues influence that was already here in St. Louis. I mean, there's some serious cats come out of St. Louis. Albert King.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the names go on forever. Big George Brock Sr.
Brock Sr. Yeah, he was one of the guys paying the blues people who came through because he owned a club. That he, as a blues player himself, who played with the likes of Muddy Water, Howlin' Wolf, all those guys, all the greats. He knew what it meant to be on the road. So,
plus Chuck was learning the business from them. See, because a lot of those guys were opening their own clubs in St. Louis, which is unheard of across the country, for black artists to be able to have clubs and stuff. So Chuck saved all his money from that early releases and everything we know him about, and then came back here and put a club up himself. So, yeah.
They were attempting to break what was known as the Chitlin circuit, and that was the circuit that the black people played, musicians played on, and Teddy Pendergrass was the first musician to break out of the. It's a weird one. Teddy Pendergrass broke it out because the women were wooing over him. I mean, he's a good-looking man,
So there's this gal born here in Alton, Bonnie Bramlett.
Yeah,
she grew up in Granite City. She goes out west with all this knowledge of the blues. Eventually, after starting this group, Delaney and Bonnie, they go on tour with Blind Faith. That's Eric Clapton, right? Mm-hmm. Eric Clapton starts hanging out with Bonnie Bramlett, wants to join the band, right? So Delaney tells him, look, man, you play too many notes. Mm-hmm. You got to slow it down, right?
And after that, he's known as
Slow Hand.
Slow Hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now, guess who else they got in their band eventually? You ever hear of a guy named George Harrison?
Oh, of course.
All right, so little Bonnie Bramlett went right out of Alton, Illinois.
Wow.
And got Eric Clapton and George Harrison in her band eventually. And the group, Delaney and Bonnie, turns into Derek and the Dominoes and writes Layla.
Yeah.
And the story goes way further than that. It's just scratching the surface.
You can sit and talk about what the way that this lady influenced rock and roll. She is as deep as anybody.
Or you can just watch the video.
Yeah, but the the part I like about the Harrison thing too that he brought up is that Harrison sees him and he immediately wants to join the band. At that point, no Beatle had toured since the Beatles had broke up. This is the first Beatle to go on tour since they break up, and it's with a girl from Alton here, because he can't wait to join her band.
That's incredible.
Right. Right.
Must have been a hell of a show.
Oh yeah.
Honestly.
Well, she's
It's almost as incredible as your video, Hard to Love.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not as hard to love as that video is.
You don't like luchadors?
I do. A little too much.
Pigpen, this video features a wrestler, I believe, on rollerblades.
Oh, two of my favorites.
It was a wrestler, right?
That's right. That's right.
It looked a lot like Eagle Eye, but I don't think it was Eagle Eye.
You put a wrestler on rollerblades in a cowboy suit. Man, that's the trifecta. That's a hat trick right there.
Yeah, that is Magnifico, played by the incomparable Tyler King. Just a superhero luchador, looking for love, saving the day. Beautiful. That was actually our first completely in-house DIY music video. We
That's
did that
where I
all
was going.
ourselves. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We did the whole thing, and we just kind of wanted to see if we could, and I think it came out pretty
Turned
all
out
right.
to be just like a couple super fun days of just drinking beers and filming our friend be silly on rollerblades.
For sure.
It was.
Tell you what, passerby
It was
were
a
not
chuckle, for sure.
ready
Yeah.
to see what they saw. Seeing a luchador on rollerblades on the bike trail probably wasn't on any of their bingo cards, but
You got to check it out, Pigpen.
See, I've been out there all day looking for this. I wasn't
just missed us.
It's on YouTube. Just like Bonnie Bramlett. I mean,
I think we filmed some of that up here in Alton.
Nice.
Did we?
We did the bike trails right outside of Wood River, and we also went up to Cherokee Street in St. Louis and got a couple shots there too.
Happened to bump into any people that seen some wrestler on rollerblades wondering what was going on?
Not a single person even
No.
There was,
acted like they
like-
saw it.
On the bike trails, people I think were just going by, so they were like didn't have time to double take.
Right.
But when we were on Cherokee Street, when we were in St. Louis, there was a couple people, pulling out their phones trying to get like a picture of and it's also we're filming him do this
Right.
too. So that's like they know this is a bit. This isn't like at least I hope they know it's not a bit.
Right.
I hope they think it isn't a bit.
Yeah.
they're like, wow, I saw a superhero.
I mean, you see a guy in a mask and a Speedo walking down downtown St. Louis. It'd be scary if it weren't for the camera crew, right?
I don't know, man. I used to show up to work a lot that way when I worked in St. Louis. I thought that was the...
You should still do it. Keep things exciting around here, you know?
Truth is, I'm wearing a Speedo right now. That's all I have on underneath
Hey, God bless.
underneath the counter.
God bless.
But yeah, man, really enjoyed the videos you guys got going on your YouTube channel. And what I noticed was, like, you guys tried to do something different each time, which is really cool.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of a visual, is that you can really do anything. It could be a bar fight that has really nothing to do with a song. It can be you dancing. It could be a friend on rollerblades. It could be an animated,
right?
Another
comatose.
Exactly. Yeah,
Hey.
just something. Hey, let's see what this animated artist can do. And that turned out being like
One of our
honestly
favorites.
one of our favorites, because it was like, wow, we had zero expectation and then all the return that we could have got. So
How do you say his name? Arnoti?
I have no idea. I have no idea. But he's on Fiverr if you're looking for animatic.
So you just like randomly search for someone to do this? Or?
it's a little bit digger. You dig a little bit deeper than just like the first search, the first guy kind of thing, to find the right style and the right kind of art that you want. And
He was just so crude but like charming with his work. So we thought it would be a great fit. And honestly, I was super pleased with it.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you do? Just contact him and send him a song?
Yeah, I think I sent him like a clip, maybe like a 30-second clip of the song, and then be like, hey, this is... And then we also had an idea, too. And then I sent him the lyrics, and it was just like, you do you work your magic, my man, and he did. So
there you go, man. Appreciate you guys coming in.
Thank you
so
for
you got
having
any
us
shows coming up? What do you got?
yeah, May 30th, right here in Alton, at the Conservatory.
Okay.
We're going to be playing with Crystal Lady from
guys
St.
know.
Louis, our
Yep.
good buds. And also our homies from Denver, Colorado, Blankslate,
That's right. Now I remember.
the two-piece wonder. They're the best, and we can't say enough good things about them. So
Those two women are the best 5-piece band I've ever seen. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
they
I
are
actually
incredible.
checked them
they
out.
both
You're
play
right.
two instruments at the same time and sing.
I don't think making fun of the size of them is really what we want to do here. That's just mean. Oh, you mean the sound? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I had a different visual there. Like, wow, two of them that are big as 5.
Well, everybody should definitely come and see them. I think they are one of the coolest groups we have ever worked with.
Nice.
They are incredibly dedicated, and you can hear it in their shows and in their recordings. So if you're in the Alton area, you definitely don't want to miss them while they're here. We try to make it like a yearly tradition to play with them, and they just got 2 new songs that just released. They got a new music video that they just dropped.
Yeah, they're
and
definitely worth checking out and coming to see at, again, the Conservatory, May 30th.
What a lineup, man. Crystal Lady, too.
and Crystal
Oh, it's going to
Lady,
be a
of
fun
course.
night. No, it's going to be a fun night, rockin' night.
It's going to be a great night of alt rock and indie vibes, and all of us. Crystal Lady actually played with us with Blankslate a year or 2 ago, so just a bunch of friends having a good time. And unfortunately, Colin won't be able to make it to that one. So our bassist for the evening is going to be the singer and guitarist for Blankslate, and we're going to have a lot of fun with it.
Nice.
And we're going up to Springfield on June 6th. I know, a lot of y'all probably won't be here for that or be there for that. But then again, on June 13th, we're going to we're going to play for the Holy Land Tattoo event. They've got flash tattoos from 1 to 7. And then after that, they have an after party with a bunch of great local cats. So
Yep, live music. I think there's like 5 bands, including us.
At the schoolhouse, old Milton Schoolhouse.
I believe so, yeah. And it's, June 13th for Holy Land Tattoo's anniversary.
Yeah, we had them on when they got underway. Remember Pigpen? Yeah.
Great dudes, great artists.
they've been very kind.
I can't wait to get a tattoo.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Super.
I don't think you want to do that. You want to think it over. That's forever. I don't know if you
I'm
know
kind of
this.
nervous. I don't know if I like needles like that. But
This would be like, what, your 98? Something like that?
I think we can squeeze one more in.
It's got to be
we can
some,
squeeze
some
one more
empty canvas there somewhere.
It's a lot of money in ink.
Hey, thanks for waking up my dead brain cells on. I knew something was coming up, but I couldn't think of what it was. and that's May 30th with you guys. And
Yes, sir. Right up the road.
A little bit of TH cinnamon on my brain.
A lot of anytime.
Like 48% TH cinnamon.
Where is it?
Right
Hey,
here, man.
big show at the
Right here.
big show at the Conservatory on Saturday. Big Pin.
Yeah.
Mad County, Philosophy, Riverkin, Quills, which I think is an abbreviation, and AVOL, which I think is an abbreviation. 8 o'clock, $10 for that one. Agent 99 and Maxwell Smart going to be out at Baker's and Hale. And Merge 5 was going to play the fair, but it's been canceled. And I was psyched for that because I just seen Aragon, who's like 16-year-old. You mentioned girls that were playing multiple instruments and stuff. This girl, man, that they got fronting this band was playing Crazy Train, all the riffs, and singing it. And like, you know, the fills and everything while she's singing, I was just like, man, that's a lot. That's a lot of thought going into that.
She's probably not thinking at all.
So for sure, it
She's
didn't
probably
look like it.
Yeah, she's probably just rolling.
You don't got time to think when you're doing that. As soon as you think, it starts falling apart.
She's up there going, man, is the bills due? I think the credit card's due on Thursday.
It's funny how true that really is, too.
That's why I use my guitar as a coffee table now because I stole that joke, by the way, from Spinal Tap. The guy, Lenny, said when he seen Yngwie Malmsteen, he just threw his guitar out the window. I personally was watching, 9-year-old kids play Yngwie Malmsteen and was like, what's the point? These guys.
Wait,
And not
Yngwie
even
J.
Yngwie,
Malmsteen?
like, I mean, Al Di Meola. I mean, stuff that, what? Yeah. You guys got some competition out there, man.
There's no shortage of great talent, especially around here.
But you
We're just
guys
happy to be
write
a
some
part of it.
killer songs.
Thank you.
The production's amazing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We do work very, very hard, and we never want to half-ass anything.
Right.
We want to
Full acid.
Of course, every time.
Always. Full throttle.
If you're taking the time to listen to our stuff online or watch our videos or come to a show, we definitely want to justify your time. And if it's a $10 entry ticket, we want those $10 to be worth it. And that's kind of like always been a mission statement of ours. If you're taking the time to watch us do our silly little thing, then we want to make it worth it.
And you can watch them May 30th with Crystal Ladies, Blankslate from Colorado. And then they came through like a year ago and then back through now.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we went to Denver and played with them in between.
Nice.
So now it looks like we got to go back to their stomping grounds.
We owe you one.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Payback gig.
How was Denver? You enjoy that?
Oh, that was one of the coolest shows we've ever played. It was on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was on Colfax, I mean. So
Colfax points.
The Lion's Lair.
the Lion's Lair.
Shout out Lion's Lair.
We were over capacity like the entire night,
Nice.
and everybody seemed to be having a really good time.
It was a great way to spend New Year's.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow, man. You guys have, don't forget us. I mean,
How could we?
remember like a year ago when you guys were just starting out and
Remember when you were the up bads?
Jimmy G was
Well,
like,
we were the
hey.
up goods there for
You
a
were the
while.
up
And then
goods, and then
too many
changed
bad,
to, like,
bad stuff started happening.
From
You met
sound
Jimmy
bad
G.
to down bad. The Grant McHorter story.
Jimmy G was there.
Oh, true, true.
That's right, man. That's who brought you guys to us.
Jimmy
he's
G's-
great.
He's
He's always been good to us. We love Jimmy
Yeah, shout out Jimmy.
and all of Toxic Johnny.
Of course.
Right.
Great
I,
dudes.
I
Great
was
dudes.
able to see them last weekend.
Man, they stay busy, too.
They
They're always
opened up
working.
for that Aragon band that I was telling you about.
Nice.
So, yeah, it was cool. And you know what? There's Monday gigs this weekend, Pigpen,
It's a
because
weekend.
it's
It's a
Memorial
holiday.
Day. So you want to head up to Grafton on Monday. That's who's doing most of the music on Monday. And they're getting it going over in Portage de Sioux, Pigpen, where you love to rent things. And I mentioned Joey Minor. Did I mention Cottage Hills Wrestling Association? It's that weekend, too.
all right.
At the Legion in Edwardsville on Saturday. Jeremiah Johnson's going to be at the Press House. That guy's everywhere. Hey, don't forget the 72nd Italian American Days with Pat Jones, and Borderlines playing on Saturday, 6:30 up there in Beneld. Psychedelic Symphony's debuting at the Hard Dog Cafe in Livingston, right there by the Pink Elephant.
And the spaceship.
Oh, I love that place.
Yeah, you been there?
Yeah.
You guys should do a video there.
If they would, there's been a couple locations where you're like, this would be so great for a video, and then they'll never reach back out.
Okay.
It's kind of one of those things, but we'd love to do that.
You might
the
want
Pink
to swing
Elephant.
in the Hard Dog because they do some not normal stuff at the Hard Dog. So,
Man, bringing that luchador into the whiskey ring on Cherokee, I mean, just walking in like, so hear me out.
It took a little convincing. That was like one of the first times too.
See, sometimes you got to ask forgiveness, not permission. Just do it,
For sure,
Yeah.
sure.
What else we got? We got anything?
Petty Cash Junction.
Oh.
You know who that is? Graham
my
Pagano.
nephew.
That's right.
Yeah.
They're playing at Frankie Martin's Garden
All right.
in Cinnamon, Missouri. I'm not even going to try to say it. I'm just going straight to Cinnamon. Rogers and Neat House out of Baker's and Hill Sunday.
Okay.
Aaron Joe and Mila Duffy at Bubby and Sissy's on Sunday.
Mila is awesome. Love Mila.
And Jeremiah Johnson's back at work down at Jacob Myers playing with Jean LeBlanc from 4 to 6. He's a Canadian, pretty sure. Or French, maybe.
French Canadian.
Or cinnamon. I don't know. But yeah, man, once again, our area, plenty of stuff to do. And the Vibe's going to be out the Prairie Inn in Dorsey on Sunday. More 72nd Italian American Days with Unbroken, 11 a.m., Synergy, 2 o'clock, and B&B String, 6:30, all up there in Beneld. Too bad the Coliseum's not there. It'd be cool. They're going to play in the park, though, so hopefully good weather for everybody this weekend.
All right. Well, there you go. Plenty to do on this Memorial Day weekend. Pages and pages of stuff, all just on this side of the river.
Check out the Down Bads Band, right? Instagram,
That's right.
right? And then just the Down Bads on Facebook, if I remember correctly. And YouTube is the Down Bads, or maybe just Down Bads.
Well, the YouTube is the Down Bads.
Yep.
And we'll have a lot of great footage and photos from Point Fest this year coming out very, very soon. So if anybody missed that, they can check out all the fun we had there. And
Pigpen can check out all these videos I was talking about on your YouTube channel.
I've been-
Maybe by next year.
I've been kicked off the internet again. The internet
not
doesn't
true.
like me.
I
You got to
seen
pay
you
the
on
bill.
I've
if we
seen
come
you on
back,
there.
if we come back next year and you haven't checked out those music videos, you're gonna have to
Whoa.
bond a bit.
I've checked him out.
Okay.
Up here I have.
Right. Using
In my
your,
heart.
Using your, I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah. It's
They-
all Bryce, really, with
they
two
might-
stickers on.
They might bring their pirate back, Colin Lashbrook.
Arr.
Sad he couldn't make it today, but I hope those kids are learning Wonderwall exceptionally.
I do
If
too.
not, he's going to keyhole him.
With a ukulele.
Pirates do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw him in the brig.
He said he looked
Oh,
like.
you walk the plank, not the
Yeah,
brig,
walk the
bro.
plank.
Okay.
You said he
You are
looked like.
not
a-
a pirate.
You know,
Yeah, go swab the poop deck.
That's
See, now
right.
you are a pirate. You get it.
what do they do with a drunken sailor? Do you guys know?
Well, let's just say
Early
there's
in
no
the
women on the
morning.
boat.
Early in the morning. That's right.
Yeah, I don't even know what they do with drunken sailors late at night. I've never been a drunk. Never mind. I forgot I did that, didn't I?
Oh man, so there you go. But another Thursday show over and done at this point. Let's just call it. Because I'm going to tell you, there's nothing else to say except go check out the Down Bats. I think we've said it.
Well, thank you,
I
gentlemen.
think
It's
we've
been
said
a
it all.
pleasure
Thank you all
hanging
so
out with
much.
you guys again.
May 30th.
May 30th
having us.
down at the
Conservatory.
Conservatory. You can check them out. And like you say, just look up the Down Bads on any social media. Look, check them out on YouTube. Thanks so much, guys, for coming in. Bryce, we didn't
Bring
really get-
beer.
Yeah,
Practice.
I'll bring beer next
The
time.
reason we didn't talk to you is because you didn't bring beer.
I know.
So
That's on
next
me.
time,
Yeah.
you know, weed.
Shout out to
You can't say
Caleb.
it. Weed. I'll
Congratulations.
whisper it.
I got a warm course banquet in the trunk of my car. If you guys,
Oh,
We have 5 ways on it.
yeah, we can split it. We can split it.
I got a half a bottle in my trunk. It's been there for a while.
It's a sip and a half each.
It's
Warm.
been getting stronger.
If you can get to it, just take a sip of Pigpen's drink.
Hey, not unless you got no plans for the rest
Yeah,
of the
that's
night.
just
bro.
whiskey.
All right. Hey, thanks again to the Down Bats for coming in. Check them out at the Conservatory. Check them out online. Everybody also check out Halpin Music. They've been sponsoring this show for 10 years, along with the beautiful Matt Van Voorhis of Macias Insurance. Big thanks to them. Big thanks to Dennis over there for doing such a great show while I just sit here.
You kind of did that tonight. You threw me off.
Well, I'm doing more of nothing. I'm trying to do more of nothing every day.
I work all day to make sure nothing gets done. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it's hard work to not have,
Right.
work to do. So,
Hey, big thanks to Pigpen for putting the SD card in the camera.
Hey.
You never did that before.
I never, something new every day. Life's an adventure.
And of course, to your daughter, Lydia, for producing our videos.
Yep, and big thanks to everybody out there still listening this far into the show. Thanks for hanging in there with us. Hey, remember, it is Memorial Day weekend. Everybody be safe out there. Whatever it is you're going to do, spend some time with some friendlies, family, if some loved ones. Do whatever you got to do, but mainly get out and support local music and art.
Cinnamon.